Shalom. First off, I'd like to say, Kal Halal, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Wakakadash, Tawada Yahweh for giving us Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, who have the 100% spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai in them. Double honors to the CET bishops, elders of GMS, our big brothers. Greetings and salutations of brothers in this country and all over the world, prophesying in the true name of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, which is none other than the power of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and anybody who are descendants from those people on their father's side. Shalom to those who are scattered abroad. Shalom to the Akim and Aquath. I'm Iquab, Lord of Woman, serving the King of the Universe. And I'm not sure what the title is going to be called. Red. Red represents the fury of the Lord. Red represents the fury of the Lord. All right, and I'll put chariot at camp, you know. So basically this is you know, going into the chariot that we saw at camp, and I gotta hurry up because I got a show premiering in like 10 minutes called Hard Turn. So I want to go through this real quick, but real quick, subscribe. Well, number one, this is an alert for subscribe to the camp video that we saw a chariot sighting at. All right, and I've been wanting, besides this chariot sighting, I've been wanting to kind of do a video on the, you know, the camp that me and Elder Nas do on, you know, in the NYC. Let the scriptures speak, because I don't, you know, not too many brothers know the page that I camp at, right? So I have an actual page for camp. All right, it's locked. So this is what this video is about, to show you where to describe that, right? And which I'm going to show you in a sec. And also that, you know, this video is going to go into that we saw a chariot at camp, a red chariot. So I just have two scriptures that I want to go into, a few scriptures I want to go into, proving that red represents few things in the scriptures, but also the fury of the Lord, which we saw, again, a red chariot at camp this past Saturday of the 13th. And again, I never saw a red chariot, you know what I mean? I gotta hurry up. And I never seen that. And well, let's go right into it, man. So anyway, I got this right here, right? So it's uploaded, right? So the camp, this is the campsite. This is a GMS, if you can see, GMS space ISAIAH58vs6. So you gotta type it in like how you see it. The G gotta be capital and the I gotta be capital. So GMS space, right, capital I, ISAIAH58vs6, right? So that's the campsite right there. As you see, this is already uploaded. This is gonna premiere, the camp video is gonna premiere at 10:30 p.m. tonight. It's right now 9:52. The chariot sightings that we saw, it's the second video. This video is right here. It premieres at 11:44, right, tonight, right? So this video here is only about like a minute and a half long, and this video here is a final chariot video that we, you know, final part of that, which is 16 minutes long. So we tried to get it on video. It didn't come up, the red chariot, but it was clear as day. We saw it. All right, and one was there. You'll see it on the video, I think, on this one. And he walks down to his camp and I think he did a video and posted it and he tried to capture it, but you don't really see the redness on his either. But from what I saw, I just looked at it, and you don't see the chariot at all on this one. But these are the videos for that. So I wanted to do this video before I actually premiered the camps show. Usually it premieres Sunday or early Monday, but today's late Monday. Now I got that show about to premiere. All right, so let me just do this real quick. So this is the word red, right? Red, its definition is what it means: scarlet, red. Scarlet means red. Vermilion, ruby, cherry red. These are, let me just read the definition. I'm sorry. It says a color at the end of a spectrum next to the orange and opposite violet as of blood, fire, rubies, right, her red lips. So The point I'm showing is because red can mean a few things, but like they show I'm bringing out, it represents the Lord's fury, right? And also it talks about the Lord's being, his eyes being as red with wine, and also represents the Lord's fury. His eyes were red with wine, and his eyes represent the fear. I'm sorry, I keep repeating myself. It's like I'm just trying to rush because of this show. All right, now I'm pointing out blood red here. We got blood red. You see that? Blood red. It means also, let me see, flame, right? Flame. So I just wanted to show that, right? Red means also flame, which the flame represents fury of the Lord, and blood red, right? Now, if you go to, you type in what is red, the red meaning, because all colors have vibrations. So look, red also means lust and passion, sex and things of have you, love. It also means evil, right? Evil and wickedness. But it also represents anger and fury, right? And hotness, right? So, and fire. So, like the point of the show. So that's what I gathered from the chariots looking at it. So that's what I'm just getting at. So again, let's look at it. It says red has a range of symbolic meanings, right? It says through many different cultures, including life. It means health, vigor, war, right? So it doesn't describe the Lord. The Lord is a man of war, right? Courage, anger, right? Now, pointing to show the Lord's fury is anger, right? It also represents love and lust and religious fervor. But the point of this show again is anger and war, right? So the Lord has declared war on the nation of Edom. But anger, so the fury of the Lord. So let's go right to the precepts I have. This Isaiah 63. Let me look up. Well, let's reread it real quick. We'll read it together. 63 and 1. I'm going to go down to verse 6. It reads, who is this that cometh from Edom? Right? Edom also means red too. Adawam, which represents a nation. No vocab. The nation of Edom has not been done away with. It is most, I guess, admonished or warning, or it is the most, well, the scriptures talk about in the Bible. The Bible's on the Bible dictionary. If you're a real scholar, you have that vocab, and it states that Edom has the greatest judgment. So how can the greatest judgment, the question is, be done? How can it be done away with without nobody has known about it, right? Because they have the greatest judgment. And that was written by scholars. Scholar, fake scholar. Anyway, who is this that cometh from Edom, which means red? So it's just someone coming from this nation of Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah. Bozrah represents the nation of Edom because Bozrah was a city in Edom with dyed garments, right? That is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength, right? I that speak in the righteousness mighty to save. So that's Yahweh Shai speaking. I mean, that's Yahweh Shai that's talking about. So who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? So who is this that Isaiah is seeing in a vision who's destroyed this place Bozrah, which represents Babylon the Great, America? Or Edom, the nation of Edom, this, the so-called white man, that is glorious in his apparel. So who's glorious in their apparel? None other than Yahweh Shai. He is the definition of glory. So it would have to be talking about Yahweh Shai. Traveling in the greatness of his strength. How's the Lord going to travel in the greatness of his strength? The chariots of the Heavenly Father, all right? Because he come back in a chariot. It says that we saw a camp. I that speak in righteousness mighty to save. So who can only save? Well, the none that his name means save, salvation. He the deliverer, Yahweh Shai. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel? We just see. So what is he red in? Blood red, right? Because it represents symbolically that the Lord is going to come back to shed blood. He is the grim reaper. And who's that? The nation of Edom. All the wicked, but who's the head of that? Edom is going to feel the Lord's fury or spill his blood. It says, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the winefat. So the same way someone treads wine, grapes, whatever have you, in the winefat, like you crush your grapes and you stomp on them, and when you stomp on them, right, in the ancient world, all the grape juice would be on your garment, right, whether it be like a dark red color, right? So it says, wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat, right? I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in mine anger and trample them in my fury. So that's the point, see? So the Lord's good. An analogy, just like how you stomp on grapes to make wine, is that's the way the Lord's going to stomp out the nation of Edom and all the wicked in the last days. We're reading it right now. And it says, with me, for I will tread in them in my anger, right? So anger means fury, which also goes back to what? We read that is synonymous with red, which represents anger. And trample them in my fury, and their blood, which blood is, what is color of blood? Red, shall be sprinkled upon my garments, right? And I will stain them all my raiment. Now, that's an analogy for what he's coming back for, man, right? The harvest is great and with death, because that's what the Lord's doing. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. The year of the Lord's payback is come. He's come back to pay the wicked back, the nation of Edom. And I looked, why? For messing with the Most High's people and blaspheming the name of the Most High himself and his son. And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore my own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me. And I will tread down the people in my anger, and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. All right. So that was the what I can bring out about the red part. Now let's go to Isaiah 66 verse 15 real quick. All right, that when we saw that red chariot, and I remember Elder Zachariah and all the CT elders was telling me, back, even they saw a red chariot. I think back in I remember they told me in 08, and they saw a chariot forming in V formation, I believe, leaving a Yankee Stadium in red, I believe. I don't know if it was red, but maybe I'm confusing stories, but I know they told me they saw a red. I know they broke down to me, red represents the fury of the Lord, right? So this is Isaiah chapter 66, verse 15. It reads, for behold, which means to look, for look, the Lord will come with fire, right? And with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger, right, with fury, and in his rebuke with flames of fire, right? For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many, right? So we just read, he's going to beat down the grapes and the wine fat, which represents how much destruction and death he's going to come back and do when the Lord comes, right? So fury is synonymous with red, right? And anger, okay? So the Lord's coming back with pure anger, man. All right? So we saw a red chariot again at camp, and I never saw, this was a clear day, a pure red, like this, like this, like the comforter here, pure red chariot, pure red, right? And it was a chariot in front of it, right? And all of a sudden I look up, and a red chariot appears right behind it, and it was following it, and then all of a sudden it just passed it, and you see us say it in the camp. All right. So anyway, now my show has premieres 2 minutes in. That's on GMS Isaiah 34:16. All right. So check out that hard turn video going to a zombie situation. But now this video is about this site here. So you may not know that our camp with Elder Nas and the younger brother soldiers over here, right? GMS Isaiah 58 verse 1. So just like you see it, and you see these videos tonight, all right, coming up. All right, shalom. So with that, hope you're edified. Shalom.